A, preparing your story for online reach. This is very interesting. Use the right keywords. Isn't it all about the keywords? Have you ever used Google Keyword Tool? It's really interesting. A shorter version of that is if you're going searching, so if I was searching for hotel in Omagh, yeah, then Google was actually giving me other search terms, related terms that other people have searched that was looking for a hotel in Omagh, okay? So Google is actually predicting what you're going to say, but it's also showing you below that search bar the most searched phrases, okay? So that's very interesting. And Google will give you all of this information if you set up a Google account, okay? No jargon doesn't have place. That's kind of like an old rule, an old school rule. Just get straight to the point, plain English. Use 1 to 2 keywords in your headline and your subheadline. Have rich content, your photos, your videos. Hyperlink, but don't over hyperlink. 2 to 3 links for a 400-word press release. And don't forget to social share your press release on your own social media platforms, okay? So when you send out the press release, you should put it on your own website, and you should also social share it on your own platforms as well. And even ask your suppliers, your contacts, all of that, to publish your press release. And if they do, like I would often write press releases or blog posts about my clients, and very often they would say to me, "Why are you coming up before us? How dare you?" And I'm like, "Well, because I'm writing about you, and I'm a third-party site, and I'm giving you links back, it's all good." Okay, so write about, get your customers, your suppliers, or other stakeholders to publish your press release. Okay, so that's an infographic, and it's just the different steps of preparing your story for online outreach. You'll see it much better when you get the soft copy, and feel free to reproduce any of it once you credit me back, it's no problem. PR and search engine optimization. The beauty of PR is that it's all about the story, isn't it? It's all about the social conversation, and it's all about the keywords. So SEO and PR go hand in hand. Here are some top tips to optimizing your news release. Optimizing means just making it ready for the search engines. Okay, building links. So we've spoken about hyperlinking within the press release. Don't hyperlink for the sake of it if there's nothing to hyperlink. Again, always using your common sense, depends what the story's about. The meta text is the text in behind the blog post. So we're publishing this on your blog. So this is the description of the blog post. So with every blog that you write, you have a headline and you have meta text, okay? And you have to write a descriptor of what somebody will see, okay, if they actually click on it. So it's almost like a little mini blurb. Search your ranking. Search your ranking before and after you issue your press release to see if it's any different. It will be interesting to find out. Social share it. It's very important with the photo. If you're blogging, there's a section on your blog dashboard that's called alt text, ALT. This simply is putting like another layer of a caption on that image. So let's say, for example, you went to Google and you click on images, and for whatever reason the image doesn't appear. You know, sometimes you just get a box in the middle of an image, but the text will come up to explain what it is. That's the alt text. So within search engines, they're looking for content all the time. So you're similarly with your YouTube video, do not ever, it's like The Apprentice Task, the UK, this series, where they uploaded a video to YouTube with no name on it, no description. How is it going to get found? Everything, you have to explain everything that you're doing on the social web. So your YouTube video has to have a description, it has to have a headline, it has to have tags. So that's just keywords. So if somebody's searching wedding photography, next time you're searching wedding photography, you're going to be getting keywords. Look at how you're finding how Google is indexing that web page. So it might be a video, it might be a blog post, it might be an ebook, it might be an image, okay? So you're kind of learning from your own searching as well. Stay within Google rules. You have lots of people who try what's called black hat and grey hat SEO tactics, like creating up networks of directories and cross-sharing for loads of backlinks. But the algorithm is pretty intelligent and it will penalize you for that. It'll work for a while. It's almost like a shortcut and a fast pass to improve your rankings, but in the long run, you will be penalized. So it's really hard to keep up with Google. Follow SeoJournal.com or SearchEngineJournal.com. It's a really good, easy to read blog on SEO, but there aren't any shortcuts. You've got to earn your online reputation. You have to get your own following. You have to produce really good content, and you have to continue to have a social conversation, and you have to do trial and error, okay? Also do some keyword searching of your own. Now, measuring impact and success. Are you measuring your analytics? You have to start measuring Facebook Insights, Twitter Analytics, Google Analytics for your blog, for your website. First thing you measure is actual media coverage. Did I get was my story covered? Okay, if you have a Google alert on your own business, they will send you links to any news websites that have published information about you. Look at the figures on the readership versus the listeners on radio, viewers on the television, and traffic of the site, okay? New awareness among stakeholders, so are you getting new emails? Is your phone ringing a bit more? Somebody stop you in the street, in the shop and saying, read your news story online? Yeah? Increased office traffic, word of mouth, and brand awareness. So that's a little table that we would do if we're trying to report PR or online PR success to a client. I'd write down the media publication, the date it was published, the page it appeared in, the circulation of the actual title, and if they were paying for it, how much it would cost them. Because remember, PR is free editorial space gained. Yeah? Some monitoring tools that you can use. Google Alerts, as I said. Set up a Google Alert for yourself or for your company. Okay? Or even for the keyword that's in the headline of the online press release that you sent out. There are media monitoring companies. One I use is Cantor Media. Radio stations are now podcasting most of what they broadcast. So what I do is I take the podcasts, which is usually an MP3 file, add the logo of the company, create a YouTube video, and embed it into the blog posts. Look at your social media insights, as I said, your Facebook Insights or your Twitter Analytics, and see who's retweeting it or favoriting it or sharing it. You should be using Google Analytics if you have a website. It's able to track back where your traffic is coming from, whether it's coming from news sites, social media sites, your own social media sites or third party. People are using mobile, people are using tablet, people are using desktop. Radian 6 is really comprehensive. If you're a really big company and you're using like Salesforce. Salesforce bought Radian and now they're called Radian 6. So if you're a massive company, you have lots of customers to track, lots of online engagements, lots of media, then that's maybe something that you might want to think about. Okay, so that's just a screenshot of if you're setting up the Google Alert. That's me just searching for keywords. So I put in a few keywords and I found the press release. That's a screenshot of what Cantor Media would send me if there's any press coverage of me or my clients. So you get 2 notifications. You get one at 8 in the morning and one at 4. You can actually tell them when you want those notifications. And you can see the hyperlink to the article, which is a PDF, and when it appeared. So it really automates. And then you've got a dashboard for Cantor Media, so you log in and you see all your files. Again, really useful. If you're doing this for a lot of clients, that's just an example of a podcast. So a client was featured in Limerick Live 95 FM. I was able to share the podcast on their social media platforms, download the original, put it on their blog. It's upcycling your content and resharing it. Yeah, search. Do a Google search. See what comes up. And there's your social media insights. Okay, so that was Facebook. Yeah, that was Facebook Insights. It's measuring the reach of a post. And that's a screenshot of Google Analytics. What site am I looking at there? media box. Okay, so I mean, Google Analytics is a whole new area. You could do a whole 3 days dedicated to that. But quite simply, if you have a site from today, if you don't have Google Analytics in it, you should. If you do have Google Analytics in your site and you're looking at them, then you should. Okay? Okay, so there are some tips on how to set it up. And that's just another table of us measuring ROI. But this time I added in the social shares, which was really interesting. Because very often, the online reach of any media will be greater than the reach of traditional. But remember, your radio station, your newspaper, hopefully, or with a little nudge from you, are now going to give you the podcast, going to share the podcast on the social platforms, and they're going to put the article on their website. If you get PR coverage, make sure that they share it online, because that's where the real value is to you. 10 top tips. Yes, online PR, digital marketing, and social media marketing is a skill. It's a vast area, but you're all experts in your own field. The software is easy to use. The masterclass was aimed at trying demystifying how you get online PR coverage and the value of it, and maybe some little things that you can tweak if you're really active at the moment. And if you're not active, maybe it's some new ideas. If you have any questions, you can tweet me, Facebook me, or drop me an email, or give me a call, and I'll answer your questions. It's no problem, and it won't cost you a penny, okay?